Welcome back. Imagine holding a gemstone that can change before your eyes. A stone so unusual that for centuries people believed it carried the power of a cat, the wisdom of kings, and the protection of ancient spirits. A gem that remained hidden in plain sight while diamonds, rubies, and sapphires stole the spotlight. Its name is Chrysoberyl. At first glance, it may not seem like the most famous gemstone on Earth. But beneath its surface lies a story filled with mystery, royal treasure, scientific wonder, and one astonishing secret that has amazed collectors for generations. And the most incredible part? Many people have never even heard of it. But that was only the beginning. Deep within the Earth's crust, under immense heat and pressure, a remarkable mineral slowly began to form. Over millions of years, nature created something extraordinary. This gemstone would eventually become one of the hardest natural minerals ever discovered, surpassed by only a handful of others. Chrysoberyl is a gemstone known for its beauty, durability, and rarity. Its name comes from ancient Greek words meaning golden and beryl, although it is not actually a variety of beryl at all. This confusion followed the stone for centuries. Most people know gemstones through their bright colors and famous names. Yet Chrysoberyl quietly developed a reputation among experts as one of the world's most fascinating treasures. Few people know that some of the most valuable gemstones on Earth belong to the Chrysoberyl family. And that's where the mystery deepened. The story of Chrysoberyl begins in some of the most remote regions of the world. Important deposits were discovered in places such as Brazil, Sri Lanka, Madagascar, Myanmar, India, and parts of Africa. Many of these locations were already famous for producing gemstones, but Chrysoberyl remained a hidden treasure among miners. In ancient riverbeds and gem-rich valleys, miners searching for sapphires often stumbled upon strange yellow-green crystals. At first, many did not realize what they had found. The stones looked different. They reflected light in unusual ways. Some seemed almost alive when sunlight touched them. As trade routes expanded across Asia and Europe, merchants carried these rare stones from one kingdom to another. Their scarcity made them highly desirable among wealthy collectors and royal families. What happened next shocked everyone. As gem experts began studying the stone more closely, they realized Chrysoberyl possessed exceptional hardness. It could survive scratches that damaged many other gemstones. This durability helped it earn a place among prized treasures. Soon, nobles and rulers wanted Chrysoberyl in their jewelry collections. Its rarity made it a symbol of prestige. Owning one was a sign of wealth, influence, and refined taste. But the stone still held secrets no one fully understood. Throughout history, gemstones often gained power through stories. Chrysoberyl was no exception. Ancient traders believed the gem could bring clarity to the mind and protection during long journeys. Some cultures associated it with good fortune and wisdom. Warriors sometimes carried it as a protective charm before entering battle. Whether these beliefs were true did not matter. The legend spread, and with every generation, the gemstone's reputation grew stronger. Royal courts became fascinated by unusual gemstones, and Chrysoberyl often found its way into private collections. While diamonds dazzled crowds, Chrysoberyl attracted those who wanted something rarer and more mysterious. Collectors whispered about stones that seemed to glow. Others spoke of gems that changed color. The truth was even more surprising. One of the most famous varieties of Chrysoberyl would eventually become known as cat's eye Chrysoberyl. Unlike ordinary gemstones, certain chrysoberyls contain tiny internal structures that create a narrow band of light across the surface. When a stone is cut correctly, a bright line appears that looks astonishingly similar to the eye of a cat. Move the gem. The line moves too. Watch it carefully. The effect is so lifelike that many people are stunned the first time they see it. For centuries, cat's eye Chrysoberyl became surrounded by superstition. Some believed it protected against evil forces. Others thought it could warn its owner of danger. Whether myth or reality, its reputation spread across continents. And yet an even greater secret remained hidden. Among all chrysoberyls, One variety stands above the rest. A gemstone so rare and extraordinary that it changed the entire history of gem collecting. Its name is alexandrite. Few people realize that alexandrite is actually a variety of chrysoberyl. Its discovery in 19th century Russia created a sensation unlike almost anything seen before. According to popular accounts, miners discovered unusual green crystals in the Ural Mountains. During daylight, the stones appeared green, but under candlelight, they transformed into shades of red or purple. People could hardly believe it. A gemstone that changed color dramatically depending on the light source seemed almost magical. The discovery quickly attracted attention from Russian royalty. Because the colors matched the military colors associated with the Russian Empire, alexandrite became closely linked with imperial prestige. Demand exploded. Collectors wanted it. Nobles wanted it. Kings wanted it. And suddenly, chrysoberyl was no longer a hidden gemstone. It had become legendary. But that was only the beginning. Scientists eventually uncovered the reason behind this remarkable transformation. Tiny traces of chromium within the crystal structure allowed alexandrite to absorb and reflect light differently, depending on the lighting conditions. The result was one of nature's greatest optical illusions. Under sunlight, green tones dominate. Under warmer indoor light, red tones emerge. The same stone appears to become an entirely different gemstone. Even today, natural alexandrite remains among the rarest gemstones on Earth. Large, high-quality specimens are incredibly difficult to find. Some are valued more highly than diamonds of similar size. And that's where the mystery deepened once again. As gemology advanced, researchers learned more about the incredible properties of chrysoberyl. On the Mohs hardness scale, it ranks at 8.5. This makes it tougher than many famous gemstones and highly resistant to everyday wear. Its crystal structure is exceptionally stable. Its brilliance can be remarkable. Its optical effects can be breathtaking. And despite all these qualities, it remains far less known than many gemstones that are actually less rare. This contradiction fascinates experts. Why does a gemstone with such extraordinary characteristics remain hidden from the public eye? Part of the answer lies in supply. Large deposits are uncommon. Fine quality stones are rare. Exceptional specimens are extremely rare. The finest examples often disappear into private collections where they may remain unseen for decades. As a result, many people never encounter a truly magnificent chrysoberyl. But collectors never forget them. Today, museums, investors, and gem enthusiasts actively seek rare chrysoberyls. Auction houses regularly feature exceptional examples, especially alexandrite and cat's eye varieties. Prices can climb dramatically when outstanding stones appear on the market. The rarest specimens become global headlines among gem experts. Investors view them as portable treasures. Museums value them as natural wonders. Collectors see them as masterpieces created by the earth itself. And yet the biggest secret was still hidden. For centuries, people believed diamonds represented the ultimate gemstone rarity and value. But in certain cases, exceptional chrysoberyls have surpassed expectations so dramatically that they entered a completely different category of desirability. The most extraordinary alexandrites are so rare that many gem experts may never see one in person. Think about that. Even professionals who spend their lives studying gemstones sometimes never encounter the finest examples. A truly exceptional alexandrite can display vivid green in daylight and rich red under artificial light with astonishing intensity. When this happens, collectors compete fiercely to acquire it. Its rarity becomes almost mythical. Some experts describe finding a perfect alexandrite as similar to discovering a hidden treasure lost to history. The stone becomes more than a gemstone. It becomes a legend. And perhaps that is the greatest secret of chrysoberyl. Not its hardness, not its beauty, not even its famous optical effects. Its greatest secret is that one of the world's most extraordinary treasures has remained largely unknown to the public while hiding in plain sight. While people chase famous gemstones, Chrysoberyl quietly waits in the shadows, astonishing anyone fortunate enough to discover it. And maybe that is exactly what makes it special. In a world obsessed with the obvious, Chrysoberyl reminds us that the greatest wonders are often the ones few people notice. Some treasures shout for attention. Others whisper. Chrysoberyl whispers. It speaks through ancient minds, royal collections, mysterious legends, and scientific marvels. It tells a story that stretches across millions of years and countless civilizations. From hidden riverbeds to imperial palaces, from protective talismans to museum showcases, its journey continues. The next time you hear someone talk about the world's greatest gemstones, remember the name Chrysoberyl. Because behind that unfamiliar name lies one of nature's most astonishing creations. A stone of mystery, a stone of transformation, a stone that still keeps some of its secrets. And perhaps, somewhere deep beneath the earth, another extraordinary Chrysoberyl is waiting to be discovered, waiting for the moment when its story finally begins. Welcome back. What if one gemstone could hold two completely different worlds inside a single crystal? Imagine finding a stone that glows with the royal purple of amethyst on one side and the golden fire of citron on the other. It sounds impossible. It sounds like something created by human hands. Yet this extraordinary gemstone exists in nature. For centuries, it remained hidden from much of the world, surrounded by legends, secrets, and disbelief. Many people who first saw it thought it was fake. Others believed it carried magical powers. But the truth behind this mysterious stone is far more fascinating than anyone imagined. This is the story of ametrine, one of the most unusual gemstones ever discovered. At first glance, ametrine seems almost unreal. Most gemstones display a single dominant color. Rubies are red, emeralds are green, sapphires are blue. But ametrine breaks the rules. Within one crystal, two striking colors appear together in perfect harmony. Purple and gold, cool and warm, night and day. This rare gemstone is a natural combination of amethyst and citron, both members of the quartz family. The result is so beautiful that many people refuse to believe it formed naturally. Yet nature created it millions of years ago through a chain of events so unlikely that even geologists remain fascinated by it. Today, ametrine is admired by collectors, jewelers, and gemstone lovers around the world. But its journey to fame was anything but ordinary. The story begins deep within the heart of South America. For centuries, vast forests and remote mountains hid one of the world's greatest gemstone treasures. In what is now Bolivia, enormous deposits of unusual quartz crystals rested beneath the earth, untouched and largely unknown to the outside world. According to a famous legend, the discovery of ametrine became connected to a remarkable love story. The story tells of a Spanish conquistador who fell in love with an indigenous princess. Their worlds were completely different, yet they formed a bond that crossed cultures and traditions. Before he returned to Spain, the princess presented him with a unique gemstone unlike anything he had ever seen. Half of the stone was purple, the other half was golden. The gift symbolized the union of their two worlds. Whether every detail of this story is true remains uncertain. Historians continue to debate it, but the legend survived for centuries and helped create the mystique that still surrounds ametrine today. And that's where the mystery deepened. Even after the gemstone reached Europe, it never became widely known. For generations, ametrine remained one of the gemstone world's best-kept secrets, while diamonds, rubies, and emeralds captured global attention. This remarkable crystal stayed hidden in relative obscurity. But that was only the beginning. The true source of the stone remained isolated for centuries. Dense forests, difficult terrain, and limited transportation prevented large-scale mining. As a result, few people outside specialist circles had ever seen genuine ametrine. Everything changed during the 20th century. As mining operations expanded in Bolivia, the world finally began to realize the scale of what had been hidden underground. One deposit in particular became legendary. It contained vast quantities of natural ametrine crystals, many displaying stunning color divisions that appeared almost painted by nature itself. Gem experts were astonished. Some crystals showed sharp boundaries between purple and gold. Others displayed beautiful blends where the colors seemed to flow into each other like a sunset spreading across the sky. The gemstone that had spent centuries in the shadows was finally stepping into the spotlight. As its popularity grew, collectors began searching for exceptional specimens. Jewelers embraced its unique appearance because every stone looked different. No two pieces were exactly alike. This individuality became part of ametrine's appeal. People weren't simply buying a gemstone. They were acquiring a one-of-a-kind creation shaped by geological forces over unimaginable lengths of time. Soon, ametrine found its way into luxury jewelry collections around the world. Yet despite its growing fame, questions remained. How could a single crystal contain two completely different colors? The answer would reveal one of nature's most extraordinary geological achievements. Before scientists uncovered the explanation, myths flourished. Some ancient traditions believed the gemstone balanced opposing forces. Purple represented wisdom, spirituality, and calm. Gold symbolized energy, success, and vitality. Together, they created a perfect harmony. Others believed ametrine could unite conflicting emotions and bring clarity during difficult decisions. Travelers carried it as a protective talisman. Some thought it connected the physical and spiritual worlds. Of course, science does not support these supernatural claims. Yet the symbolism remains powerful. Even today, many people are drawn to ametrine because it visually represents balance. Two colors, two energies, one crystal. Few people know that these legends helped preserve the stone's mystery long before modern gemology could explain its true origins. And the truth was even more surprising. To understand ametrine, we must travel back millions of years. Deep underground, quartz crystals were slowly forming under intense pressure and heat. Tiny amounts of iron became trapped within the crystal structure. Under normal conditions, this might have produced amethyst or citron. But something unusual happened. Different parts of the crystal experienced different temperatures during formation. Some regions remained cool enough to develop the purple coloration associated with amethyst. Other sections became warmer, creating the golden tones of citron. The result was astonishing. One crystal, two colors, one geological masterpiece. Scientists consider this process extraordinarily rare because the conditions must be almost perfectly balanced. Even slight changes in temperature can alter the final outcome. That is why natural ametrine remains relatively uncommon compared to ordinary quartz. Its beauty is not simply the result of mineral composition. It is the result of a precise geological accident that occurred millions of years ago. What happened next shocked everyone. As researchers studied ametrine more closely, they discovered that cutting the stone required exceptional skill. The orientation of the crystal determines how the colors appear in the finished gem. A skilled cutter can position the purple and gold sections to maximize contrast and beauty. An inexperienced cutter can destroy the effect completely. This transformed gemstone cutting into an art form. Master lapidaries spent years learning how to reveal the stone's hidden potential. Their work allowed ametrine to display dramatic color patterns that captured attention instantly. Some gems appear split directly down the middle. Others display geometric shapes, flashes of color, or intricate blends that seem almost impossible. Each cut becomes a collaboration between nature and human craftsmanship. Today, collectors often search for stones with the strongest color separation because these specimens are considered especially desirable. Yet rarity alone does not explain ametrine's modern importance. Its affordability compared to many famous gemstones has also contributed to its popularity. While diamonds, rubies, and emeralds can command enormous prices, ametrine often provides remarkable beauty at a fraction of the cost. This has allowed more people to own a gemstone that feels truly unique. Museums and private collections have also embraced exceptional specimens. Gem exhibitions frequently showcase large ametrine crystals because visitors are immediately drawn to their unusual appearance. Many people stop and stare, wondering if the colors could possibly be natural. And that reaction never gets old. The gemstone challenges our expectations. It looks impossible, yet it is real. But the biggest secret was still hidden. Most people assume that because ametrine is becoming more widely known, it must be found in many locations around the world. That assumption is wrong. The overwhelming majority of the world's natural gem-quality ametrine comes from a single major source in Bolivia. Think about that for a moment. An entire global market depends heavily on one region of the planet. This concentration makes ametrine far more remarkable than many people realize. If those deposits had never been discovered or developed, the gemstone might still be virtually unknown today. Its global story depends largely on one extraordinary geological treasure hidden beneath the Bolivian landscape. The truth was even more surprising. Many gem experts believe that if ametrine had been discovered in large quantities centuries earlier, it might have become one of history's most celebrated gemstones. Its dramatic appearance rivals some of the most famous jewels in the world. Yet timing changed everything. By the time ametrine reached wider international recognition, other gemstones had already dominated the jewelry industry for generations. In a way, ametrine became the hidden masterpiece of the gemstone world. Not because it lacked beauty, not because it lacked rarity, but because it remained hidden for so long. And perhaps that mystery is part of its charm. When people see ametrine for the first time, they often experience the same reaction: disbelief, curiosity, wonder. They ask the same question: how can nature create something like this? The answer lies in millions of years of geological perfection, extraordinary circumstances, and a little bit of luck. As we reach the end of this journey, ametrine reminds us that some of Earth's greatest treasures remain hidden in plain sight. It may not have the fame of a diamond. It may not command the legendary prices of a rare ruby. Yet it possesses something equally powerful: a story of ancient geological forces, a story of legends passed through generations, a story of a gemstone that combines two worlds within a single crystal: purple and gold, mystery and science, legend and reality. Ametrine stands as proof that nature still creates wonders capable of surprising even the most experienced experts. And somewhere beneath the earth, hidden in darkness for millions of years, another crystal may still be waiting. A crystal holding the same impossible combination of colors. A silent reminder that the world is filled with secrets we have yet to discover. And perhaps that is the greatest treasure of all.
Welcome back. Imagine finding a stone so bright, so intensely green, that many people refuse to believe it is real. A crystal that looks like it was carved from liquid emerald light. A mineral so rare that some collectors spend years searching for a single perfect specimen. Yet despite its breathtaking beauty, this stone remained hidden for centuries beneath some of the harshest deserts on Earth. Its name is dioptase. At first glance, it seems impossible. Its color rivals the finest emeralds ever discovered. Its crystals sparkle like tiny green flames trapped inside rock. But unlike emerald, dioptase is far more fragile, far rarer, and wrapped in mysteries that continue to fascinate collectors, scientists, and treasure hunters around the world. And the deeper you look into its story, the stranger it becomes. Because dioptase is not just a beautiful mineral. It is one of Earth's most unexpected treasures. The story begins in remote and unforgiving landscapes. Places where scorching heat dominates the day and freezing temperatures arrive at night. Places where few people would expect to find anything valuable at all. For centuries, travelers crossing the deserts of Central Asia occasionally discovered small pieces of vivid green mineral. The color was astonishing. Many believed they had found emeralds. After all, what else could shine with such intense green brilliance? The stones attracted attention, curiosity, and excitement. Merchants traded them. Collectors treasured them. Some specimens traveled great distances across trade routes connecting Asia and Europe. But there was a problem. The mysterious green crystals behaved differently than emeralds. They were softer, more delicate, more fragile. And that's where the mystery deepened. In the late 18th century, specimens from what is now Kazakhstan reached Europe. Experts carefully examined the crystals. At first, even experienced mineralogists believed they were emeralds. But closer inspection revealed something remarkable. These crystals belonged to an entirely different mineral species. The discovery shocked the scientific community. A famous French mineralogist named René Justhaly studied the unusual crystals and eventually gave them a new name: dioptase. The name came from Greek words meaning through and visible, referring to the way cleavage directions inside the crystal could be seen through its transparent surfaces. What seemed like an emerald was actually something completely different. And the truth was even more surprising. As scientists continued studying dioptase, they realized it was incredibly rare. Unlike many gemstones that occur in large deposits, dioptase forms only under very specific geological conditions. Nature must follow an almost perfect recipe. Without those exact conditions, dioptase simply cannot exist. This discovery transformed the mineral from a curiosity into one of the world's most sought-after collector stones. But that was only the beginning. As word spread across Europe, wealthy collectors became fascinated by the dazzling green crystals. Museums competed to obtain specimens. Private collections grew. Explorers searched distant deserts, hoping to uncover new sources. The hunt for dioptase had begun. Throughout the 19th century, mineral collectors viewed dioptase as one of nature's masterpieces. Unlike diamonds, rubies, or sapphires, dioptase was not primarily valued for jewelry. Its beauty existed in its natural crystal form. Collectors wanted specimens exactly as nature created them. Perfect crystals, deep green transparency, sharp geometric shapes. These qualities made exceptional specimens extraordinarily valuable. Museums proudly displayed them. Scientists studied them. Wealthy collectors paid impressive sums to own them. Yet obtaining high-quality examples remained difficult. Most deposits produced only small crystals. Many were damaged during mining. Perfect specimens were rare. Very rare. And rarity always creates fascination. Over time, dioptase became surrounded by stories, legends, and beliefs. Some cultures viewed green stones as symbols of renewal and life. Others associated them with prosperity, wisdom, and spiritual power. Because dioptase possessed such an unusually intense green color, many people believed it carried special energy. Some claimed it could help reveal hidden truths. Others believed it strengthened emotional healing. Stories spread among collectors about extraordinary experiences connected to the crystal. Of course, science offers no proof for these claims. But the legends persist. Even today, dioptase is frequently mentioned in discussions about mystical minerals and spiritual traditions. Few people know that some of these stories emerge simply because the crystal's appearance seems almost supernatural. When sunlight passes through a high-quality specimen, the effect can be breathtaking. The crystal appears to glow from within. It looks alive. And that visual illusion has inspired countless myths. Yet the scientific reality may be even more amazing than the legends. Dioptase is a copper silicate mineral. Its vivid color comes largely from copper, the same element that gives turquoise its blue color and contributes to the green patina seen on ancient bronze statues. But in dioptase, copper creates something extraordinary. The green becomes deeper, brighter, more intense. The result is one of the most striking colors found anywhere in the mineral kingdom. Scientists remain fascinated by the crystal's structure. Under magnification, dioptase reveals intricate arrangements of atoms built over millions of years. Every crystal represents a long geological journey. Water carrying dissolved minerals slowly moves through rock. Chemical reactions occur. Pressure changes. Temperatures fluctuate. Eventually, tiny crystals begin growing. Year after year. Century after century. Sometimes for millions of years. Until one day a crystal emerges that appears almost too perfect to be natural. What happened next shocked many researchers. As new deposits were discovered in different parts of the world, scientists realized that exceptional dioptase specimens could appear in some of the least expected places. Namibia became famous for producing world-class crystals. The deserts there yielded specimens of astonishing quality. Collectors immediately recognized their significance. Some crystals displayed transparency comparable to fine gemstones. Others formed dramatic clusters that looked like miniature emerald cities rising from the rock. These discoveries elevated dioptase's reputation even further. Today, many experts consider Namibian specimens among the finest ever found. And yet the supply remains limited. That scarcity is one reason why dioptase continues attracting attention from serious collectors. Unlike many commercial gemstones, dioptase rarely enters mass markets. Most exceptional pieces disappear quickly into private collections, museums, or specialized mineral exhibitions. Prices for museum-quality specimens can reach astonishing levels, particularly when the crystals are large, undamaged, and richly colored. Collectors understand that opportunities to acquire such pieces may never come again. Every extraordinary specimen is unique. Once purchased, it may remain hidden from public view for decades. That reality only increases demand. Modern technology has also increased appreciation for dioptase. High-resolution photography reveals details impossible to see with the naked eye. Online auctions connect collectors across continents. Museums share digital images of their finest specimens. As more people discover the crystal's beauty, interest continues growing. Yet despite all this attention, dioptase remains relatively unknown compared to famous gemstones. Many people have never heard of it, and that mystery only adds to its appeal. But the biggest secret was still hidden. The most astonishing fact about dioptase is not its rarity, not its value, not even its extraordinary color. It is the strange relationship it shares with emerald. For centuries, people confuse the two minerals because their colors are so similar. Even today, photographs can sometimes make them appear nearly identical. Yet one crucial difference separates them. Emerald is durable enough for fine jewelry. Dioptase is not. Its crystals are surprisingly fragile. A stone that looks strong enough to survive forever can actually break much more easily than many common gemstones. This creates a fascinating contradiction. One of the most beautiful green minerals on Earth is also one of the most delicate. Nature created something breathtaking, then made it fragile, almost as if it wanted to protect the crystal from human hands. This paradox has fascinated collectors for generations. The more beautiful the specimen, the more carefully it must be protected. The more valuable it becomes, the more vulnerable it remains. Few minerals embody this contradiction so perfectly. And perhaps that is why dioptase leaves such a powerful impression on anyone who sees it. It reminds us that beauty and fragility often exist together, that rarity makes things precious, and that nature still holds secrets capable of surprising even the most experienced experts. Today, somewhere beneath remote deserts and hidden rock formations, new dioptase crystals may still be growing. Silent, invisible, waiting. Perhaps they will remain hidden for thousands of years. Perhaps a future explorer will discover them tomorrow. No one knows. That uncertainty is part of the magic. Dioptase is more than a mineral. It is a reminder that our planet still creates wonders beyond imagination. A crystal born from copper, time, pressure, and chance. A treasure mistaken for emerald. A masterpiece hidden in deserts. and a mystery that continues shining brighter with every new discovery. The next time you see a flash of brilliant green crystal, remember this story. Because somewhere inside that impossible color lies one of Earth's rarest and most beautiful secrets. And now you know its name. Dioptase.